Hi.
Welcome to Fun Time Lab. I'm Science Boy, and today we're gonna learn about the moon.
Wow.
Okay? Any questions?
Well, why don't you tell us about the history of the moon?
Okay, so the moon was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, and a planet called Dea smashed into Earth. It was about the size of Mars, and rocks flew out of Earth, clumping together formed the moon. After that, asteroids crashed onto the moon in the late heavy bombardment. At that period, big asteroids left scars on all the inner worlds, including the moon. And then the lava bubbled up and then eventually freeze to form the Maria we see today. And then more and more asteroids kept hitting the moon until we see the moon we have now. Any more questions?
Why is the moon so important?
Well, if the moon suddenly disappeared, then we'll start getting then we'll notice the darkness first, and our nights will be much darker, because instead of the sunlight reflecting off the moon, the sunlight will just pass by Earth into space, instead of reflecting off the moon and then going into Earth. Did you know that?
No.
And also, we'll start experiencing very big winds much faster than today, so it'll blow off people. But if you stand those winds, you'll also experience Earth spinning 3 to 4 times faster than it's today, leaving you as a pile of mush. But if you don't become a pile of mush, you won't only sleep 3 hours, and then the rest 6 to 8 hours you're gonna have to do your work. Alright, viewers? So, did you see how important our moon is?
Yeah.
More questions?
Can you tell us a little about the orbit of the moon? Does it orbit around the Earth? And what makes the orbit so special?
Well, the moon does orbit around Earth, but it's not a perfect spiral. It's an ellipse. That's how all planets orbit the sun, too. Ellipses. It gets a little bit farther and then closer. Like this. You might experience an ellipse like this. An ellipse gets farther and then closer. And they all orbit around a center. So there's no such thing as orbit without a center, unless you have a center of mass. So the Earth is the center of the Earth system, which the moon orbits around, the Earth's center of gravity. And the moon is just close enough to have an orbital period of about 29 days. 29.3 days it orbits, and 29 days it spins. So it only spins 3.3 days faster than it revolves around Earth. See?
What's the dark side of the moon?
Well, it is a very dark moon, and Chinese people got some sort of mush there. Understand?
What could you find on the moon that you can't find on Earth?
Well, helium-3 you can't find on the Earth, but hydrogen sulfide you can find a little of it on the Earth. And it's also in, you guessed it, the smelly stuff that comes out of your butts. Fort. That's how Earth has its own source of hydrogen sulfide. But hydrogen sulfide is not that much. That's why Earth doesn't smell bad. Understand?
Why would people talk about colonizing the Mars and not the moon?
Well, people are like a Terra planet. A Terra planet is much better than a Terra moon. And the moon is much smaller, so it can fit less water and less population than Mars. Mars is more than twice the size of the moon, so Mars is much bigger than the moon. And also, Earth is only about another Mars bigger. 2 Marses could fit inside Earth, while 50 moons could fit inside Earth. So that's a big difference. Why would we colonize another thing instead of our little moon? Why? Well, scientists decided, like, Terra moons are weird. Terra planets are better. Understand?
Okay. Is there water on the moon?
Yeah. in deep craters where sunlight never reaches. It just goes away sometimes, but it can build up in these big dark craters, and it could be more than 1 billion tons of it in those deep dark craters. Drink.
What can you do with that water?
Oh, we can split in hydrogen and oxygen rocket fuel, use the oxygen also for breathing, and also use it for this, drinking. I love drinking water. Drinking water is what you have to do every day, and it's really cool.
Is there an atmosphere on the moon?
Well, a very small one, only an exosphere, but it's really small, not as big as Earth. It's really small though, but we can still sometimes see some trails or a moon tail from gases of the moon getting shed off by the sun. See?
Any other fun facts you want to say about the moon?
Yeah.
How's the gravity on the moon?
Well, it's a sixth of Earth, like this. See? A sixth. It's really different from Earth, and our moon is pretty good. It's the 5th largest natural satellite of our solar system, and it's actually pretty big to Earth, 1/4 of the diameter, and more than 50 could fit inside it. So scientists, viewers, why not, when you guys get enough money or become billionaires, why don't you guys just jump onto a spacecraft and then toss yourselves out and go into the moon? Why don't you guys just fly to the moon with a spacecraft ship? Why do you guys just do that?
Do you want to go there?
Well, the moon is cool, but I would not go there because I would use other people to go there and then send photos to me to show me. And I'll also send robots there. I'll put a lot of things there, and I'll put my calculations. And I'll also work the satellites and help the satellites calculate where they're going, so they do not hit asteroids and just land safely on the moon. I have a very important job when I go work for NASA, because I'm going to have to guide the satellite all across the solar system and take a good tours of the moon and teach us a lot more about the moon. Bye!
Bye-bye.